Greetings, my loves. How are we today, my little mushroom caps? I'm Tess. Welcome to my channel. If this is your first time here, hi. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Tess, this is like becoming consistent. This is like a 4 videos in kind of a thing. We're going to keep it going, guys. We're going to keep it going. It's just going to get better and better. Bit of background change. Let everyone know what you think. If you like this kind of more gray, less white background. Well, we're going to work on some background stuff, guys. It's going to be really great. So, so what are we doing today? Today we got some exciting stuff going on. This is going to be a chit chat, get ready with me. So it's going to be a bit of a longer video because we're still working on the editing thing, but it will be a bit of a longer video. I'm also going to hint and sneak peek a little bit of an exciting thing at the end of the video. So please stick around for it. It'll be really good. It'll be nice. It'll be worth it. So we're going to be doing a chit chat, get ready with me today. Specifically, a chit chat, get ready with my kind of my current favorites. The stuff that I really love to use, that I think hits it out of the park. And we're also going to just kind of talk about getting to know me a little bit better, a little more detailed, some, you know, history and so forth. So please stick around, please subscribe, please like the video, please comment below, even if it's just to say hi. I really love feedback. I really appreciate, you know, even the most minute little, you know, how you doing. So all that, and let's go ahead and get into this. So today I know for a fact I'm going to be doing sort of a bit of a dramatic, mystical, pretty look. So, because that's just kind of my vibe. I'm gonna be doing my eyes first. So we're gonna prime eyes with, I think we're gonna go in with a little bit of the ABH. I have to say that I like MAC Pink Pot probably a little bit more than ABH, to be honest with you. However, I do find that ABH has, since it's a lighter base, I do kind of sort of like it for that sort of a thing. So we're going to put just a little bit of this on. It is pretty intense as a base, guys, so I don't feel like it needs a whole lot. I say as I slather on copious amounts of it. Let's just splooge it all over my eyelids. What a fun word, splooge. I actually don't need this little mirror for those purposes. So you can see this is pretty opaque. You know, when I'm doing dramatic looks, I even take it like all the way into my nose, my inner corners, all the way over here, and honestly, usually all the way to my temples, because sometimes when I'm doing looks like where my hand takes me, it almost always ends up going all the way out. So a little bit under the eyes, but we'll have to come back because, like I've said before, I kind of do my eyes in sort of like in stages. If you hear screaming in the background, the famous last words of any parent of, you know, let's pick up the living room just took place. So that's why you're hearing any kind of rousing like that. I think eventually we're going to get so good we're going to edit out stuff, so, but we are still working on that little process. So, how is everyone? I'm excited that, you know, we're going to see things improve and get better and change and all that stuff as we go. You know, as I get the groove of stuff and feel more comfortable and all that. So, but I'm excited. I'm excited that the consistency is sticking with it. So, all right. So here we are with this. Let's get into some shadow. So eyeshadow, by far my favorite makeup thing. Eyes in general. By far my favorite makeup product. It's what I have the most of. It's what I'm most likely to buy, even when I desperately don't need it. But you know, it is what it is. So, today, we're gonna play with, my two top favorite my top brand shadow, period. But then I also, basically what I'm loving right now, my favorite palette at this moment. I hesitate to say they're a favorite brand at the moment because I really haven't tried much else from them consistently enough to say that. But as much as I love this Eyeshadow palette, it may pop into my favorite brands and my next brand favorites because I'm really loving it. But the first is, of course, Colourpop. We all know that I love Colourpop. I have so much Colourpop that it's crazy. This is actually kind of a sleeper hit because I buy a lot of Colourpop. I oftentimes will buy collection. Basically, I'll buy Colourpop based on a collection or a color story. It doesn't have to be the both. I know I'm addicted. I bought the Frozen 2 collection, and I should say I tried. The Elsa palette, I got the whole Elsa collection. I still have not gotten the Anna palette yet, but I have the rest of Anna's collection. So I still have to get that palette. And I will get it just so I can complete the collection because I'm weird that way. However, this palette is beautiful, but it wasn't like a palette that I was just like, oh my god! However, it kind of snuck up on me and I ended up loving it. So we are going to use a couple of the tones in here. This silver is... I'm going to show this. Like, I hope you can understand this because like I am like... When I say that I am like barely touching this silver, I'm like barely touching that silver. And I've never had silvers perform or have the intensity of the silvers of Colourpop shadows. Like, they are blinding. Like, if you don't ever use Colourpop for anything, just buy a palette with a silver in it. Like, just buy this one palette. I mean, all the other tones are gorgeous too, but you can literally, that silver is worth the, what is this, like $12, I think? $12 for this. Yeah. It's more high-end, more quality than any single pan silver shadow I've ever seen. Any other shadow and any other palette, no matter how expensive. It's just the Colourpop shadows are incredible. So we are going to pop into her a little bit, but the real star of the show is this baby right here. So this is the Sorceress palette by Jolie Beauty. And it is like my baby right now. Like, I love it so freaking much. It's probably going to be used in quite a few videos and stuff. This is what it looks like on the inside. It is stunning. It's just beautiful. I don't know how else to say it. This to me is like the quintessential like goth palette. I think that if you just bought like a red single shadow, honestly, from any other brand and this palette, you could pretty much do any goth look you could really, really want to do. It has all these blacks and grays, and it even has a couple like sort of neutrally tones you could still kind of do grungy with. It has all these beautiful mystical greens, all these pretty purples. It is just so beautiful. So we're going to dump into, definitely this is going to be a big mainstay. And then I might pop into the other one that I have by them, which is called Intergalactic, which I also really love. This is, much more brighter, but there are a couple of tones in here for like blending out I might jump into. We'll see. So those are going to be the main babies here. So the first thing I am actually going to do is I'm going to take a little like kind of packer brush. This is, what are these, Moda? I don't remember. I think it's a Moda brush, but it's like this little pastel series here. And I am actually, I think I am going to pop into, because I have the image in my head of what I want to do here. This is, I cannot see what this says. I'm sorry. I don't know what the shade is. One of the foreign words from the movie I can't pronounce. It's the shade right here. It's kind of like the deepest, like a plummy mauve purple color, but it is one of the shadows that has like sparkles in it. They probably won't end up staying, but I do think they're pretty. It has like a purple, silver, greeny, blue sparkles in it. But I just want to use this to sort of map out my shape. But we are going to be going pretty dark on this. It's going to be pretty black, but I just want to use this to start off with. So I'm just going to go in and start kind of mapping out here, guys. So if this is the first video you're coming to, it's a good video to come in on because I'm really going to kind of talk a little bit about myself. And just kind of a basic kind of kind of get to know me. So my name is Tess. That is the, the name that I go by, at least. So my actual name is not Tess. I'm not sure I'm going to say what my actual name is right now. But I've been going by Tess since high school. I did a lot of role playing in high school. Still do, kind of. Like I said in a previous video, I am a huge nerd. And so a lot of role playing, all that kind of stuff. And I had a character who's named Teresa, and, you know, shout out to Teresa. She was kind of like a main character for years. And so kind of became a thing. Nicknamed me, started calling me Tess, you know, whatever. And honestly, it just stuck. It just never went away. I know, kind of weird, but it just never went away. So it stuck with me all the way through high school, all the way into college, and kind of became like a leech I couldn't get rid of. To the point where, like, when someone would actually call out my real name, I would just, like, not even turn around. Much to my mother's dismay. Because I'm actually named after my great-grandmother, my real name. And so, yeah, it was just sort of like a thing that never went away. So, like, even at work and so forth, like, you know, when I went into work, it would always be something that, you know, just stuck. I just never got rid of it. And so even my name tag would say Tess, my schedule would say Tess. It just kind of became what it was. So, yeah, Tess it is. And so, I was born actually here in Colorado, but I moved around quite a bit as a child. I lived in Florida, I lived in Arizona, I lived in North Carolina for quite a bit. Then we moved to Illinois. I lived there for quite a long time. And then we came back to Colorado. So I consider myself a Coloradoan. I love my state. I'm, you know, very proud of it, actually. It's home to me for sure. I definitely want to travel more and explore more, but, you know, it's home to me. So I'm going to go into a color switch. I have like one of these little color switches, which, by the way, do not pay exorbitant amounts of money for this stuff. If you see one of these, they're useful. Get them, but don't pay money for these that are, I think I got this one for like $3. Do not spend lots of money on color. Don't go spend $15 on a color switch, guys. Please, for all that is sacred. I'm going to go into basically just there is a matte black in this Sorceress palette called Sabbath. And I'm just going to dip into that. So yeah, I'm going to start kind of packing this in on this corner here as well. To deepen this up. So yeah, we eventually moved back here. So this is where I ended up basically going to high school and college and all that. I am not a college success story, unfortunately. I jumped around a lot, various reasons. And now I just want to be a makeup artist. So I don't know. I'm going to probably go to esthetician school, but like, I wanted to be everything. I wanted to be a veterinarian, then I wanted to be, you know, this or that. I wanted to be a historian. I even for a while, you know, because I went into the hotel business, decided I was just going to be like, you know, really just take my hotel career to the top. You know, do management, you know, travel the country training other hotels, the whole 9 yards. We're going to keep this brush around, guys, because I think I'm going to need it back again. But for now, I'm going to take somewhat fluffy brush. Somewhat fluffy. I don't want anything too fluffy, kind of like more like a precise blender kind of situation, if I can find one, which I know I have. No, you're not floofy enough for that. Sorry, guys. Normally I would edit the stuff out. We're just not there yet. Yeah, I guess we'll do this one here. This is a BH Cosmetics. So I am going to pop a little bit of that black on my brush and just sort of kind of start to blend it out a little bit. So yeah, so I just, you know, kind of, you know, jumped around with stuff. I've done more hotel work than anything. I worked in a casino hotel for like 11 years. You know, became a manager, ran a, you know, helped run a desk and so forth. So that was my big thing. And then I took a break. And then I, you know, worked in another hotel for a while, just like a regular hotel, like a Hilton. Which was, you know, also good. And then COVID hit. So that kind of went on a hiatus for a while. And so now, you know, I could go back into hotel pretty easily. Like, I already have people wanting me to do it. Like, they, you know, have called me like, hey, you should come back. And I'm like, I don't know. I really don't want to get stuck in hotel work. I really want to be a makeup artist. So it's sort of like, I'm going to dip back into this color here and just sort of blend out, guys. This isn't a tutorial, so I'm not going to be too, like, crazy about instructions here. But, so yeah, I just kind of, I'm being kind of a little hesitant to dive back into that, I guess. I don't know. So the other thing that I did, though, was a couple years ago, I live about maybe 2-3 blocks away from... I'm actually going to dive a little bit into this color called Water and sort of kind of blend out with that as well and sort of blend the two together. I live literally like 3 blocks away from like a haunted attraction. If anyone who doesn't know who that is, it's like, you know, where they set up like a haunted, I'm sure everyone knows what these are. They're like haunted houses. And they usually run just for like the month of like October. A lot of times they are set up to be sort of like pop-ups, meaning they go and they rent out a really huge warehouse, and then they essentially just build walls inside of it, and then they don't really do anything else with the property, and then they just, you know, take the walls down after the season's over and they skedaddle on. Well, this one, which is the oldest one in Colorado, it's called Frightmare. You can go look it up. I see some pictures of me on there. They actually have been around longer than longer than anyone in Colorado. They've been around for like 36 or 37 years now. And they are just so cool because it's like actually on the property. And so it's really cool. They've let it kind of happen sort of organically, we'll say. And it's just really cool how they sort of did this thing where, like, over the years they sort of built it up more and more and more. It's not all inside, which has its advantages and disadvantages. Very organic. The terrain makes it obviously more interesting when you're actually going through the haunt. But that being said, obviously it can get cold and, you know, we have to worry about weather effects and all that kind of stuff. But otherwise, it's a really cool, you know, how they have it all set up. So, like, you know, they actually created and built an actual, like mine shaft and, like, did this whole thing. And, like, I don't know. It's really hard to describe, but it's really, really cool. And so, of course, I have been going to this haunted house for years. I actually love going to haunted houses. And so, you know, I had just, I had been out of work for a while, for like a little less than a year, I guess, because I had taken some time off when I had my daughter, and I was just like, you know what, I'm going to go apply for this haunted house job. I was actually thinking I was probably going to get stuck in like a ticket booth or whatever, because I would think you'd have, you know, they wouldn't hire me for like anything. They would hire me for an acting job. You know, I didn't have any experience. But no, sure enough, when I went down there for the, you know, day, or for the hiring day, they, you know, were like, hey, you know, well, we're going to do a little, sort of, what do I call it? Dress rehearsals sort of a thing, like auditions. I'm like, really? For me? I've never done this before. You know, well, that's fine. And yeah, I did my little audition and I got a call back, and, sure enough, they hired me on. So I started as a scare actor, but I got a pretty, like, really primo spot, actually, and did really, really well. Not to toot my own horn or anything, but I was pretty good at it naturally, actually. And so, yeah, they just kind of did this, you know, thing. Well, obviously they had a makeup tent. And it started off kind of just that, you know, I would do some of my own makeup. And then it started to kind of go into like, you know, I would just tell the makeup girl, you know, the main one, you know, hey, can I just watch you work? Because I want to be a makeup artist. This is like my dream. And, you know, she was okay with it. And then it kind of slowly came into like, I would start to do things and help her out a little bit here and there. And then, yeah, it just kind of went from there. And me and her ended up clicking so well. And she liked my work and thought I was doing a good enough job that by the end of the season, I was kind of like an unpaid assistant. Well, the next season of the next year, me stayed in contact and she actually hired me on for it. And so every year now I've worked for her doing that. As well as like some side projects. She's a really sought after body painter in Denver. So yeah, it was just kind of cool. Like it was like I got to do makeup, which I loved. Made some really good connections and really good friends. And yeah, I don't know. It was just like the best job in the world. Like, you know, it's so stress relieving. The first 2 years I did both, where I would do the makeup and I would still do the scare acting. The last time I worked, I kind of only did scare acting for a couple of times just because I really tried to focus on the makeup part of it. But I still recommend the scare acting part of it too. And in fact, this coming weekend, we're having a special event over there for just a 2-day middle of the summer haunt thing. And I'm going to be working those couple of days, probably actually doing scare acting and not even doing, I'll just do my own makeup. So yeah, like, it's just a really fun job. It's just really, like I said, very stress relieving. You know, you work in customer service long enough, it's sort of like, you know, you have to refrain from, you know, yelling and screaming at your customers. And, you know, this one I get to, you know, yell and scream and, you know, threaten violence and, you know, if you're mean to me, I'm going to eat you. So it's kind of a different pace. You know, but it's super fun. I mean, it has its drawbacks. It's very tiring work. It's very physical, very intense sometimes, very physical work. And, you know, there are all drawbacks because there are definitely people who are not very nice and they can be kind of mean and all that. But overall, it is an absolutely fabulous job. If you have a haunt in your area and just want to make some quick extra cash, I really cannot recommend it enough. Okay. All right, so let me see how I'm liking this side a bit more. So I think I'm going to kind of blow out this side a little bit more. And it's so funny. So color theory and all that is so interesting. And just so interesting how makeup tones and stuff. Because so often people like Elena Glam, who I'm a Patreon now too, and I love her. I'm going to try to remember to link people's things down below, guys. I forget sometimes. But Elena Glam, look her up. She just did this gorgeous look with the Kathleen Lights Jaded palette, which I do have. I think I might actually try to recreate her look for Instagram. And it's so funny because like it is gorgeous. Like it's one of my favorite looks she's ever done, even though it's not one of her most dramatic. But it's so funny because I know even in the thing she uses like some green eyeshadows and so forth, and she keeps referring to it like as a grungy green look. But it's so funny to me because I see that look and I immediately think it's like red and antique gold look. Maybe like a green gold, but like, I don't know, it's kind of funny how color theory works. So like right now, this right here, because of the tones together, this blue, which is, I mean, very blue to me. Like, well, I don't know. It looks blue in the pan, but actually even when I swatch it, it takes on kind of a periwinkle tone. But when you put it up against these colors right here, it definitely takes on like a very lavendery tone. So just interesting. So I'm going to go back with a little bit of black. So yeah, the haunted house was really sort of like, I already knew I wanted to make makeup my career. That was never, ever a question at all. But for some reason, that really like solidified it for me. And quite honestly, it was not the greatest pay, but if that job were a job I could just do for the rest of my life, like, you know, like as a regular all year long job instead of just seasonally, I would just do that. That would be my job from now on. I could always just do freelance work in the meantime, but that would be my stable job. But it's just, it's a seasonal thing, and you just really can't rely on it. So, well, you can, but just not for all year. And so, yeah, it's just kind of trying to find out what to do in the other, you know. I'm also so I'm gonna go in really quick, just wanted to let you know, with a more intense packer brush, probably my finger too. So in this palette, the Sorceress palette, there is this color called Dreamcatcher. So this is the Sabbath, which is the dark matte black. This is Dreamcatcher. Now, I'm not going to explain how to describe the shadow. It's very unique. It's like almost blacker than black. Like you can see, it's like almost blacker than black. And it's a satiny kind of a shadow. It's not glittery, really. It's just really very, almost liquidy. I can't even describe it, to be honest. But, like, it has a sheen to it, for sure. Like, a sheen. But it makes things blacker. And so, like, I'm going to actually take this. This one also has quite a bit of fallout, whereas my other shadows really did not. But it makes it so, like, I go almost more black. I don't know. It's really hard to describe. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this in, and then we're actually going to go over part of it with basically like a transformer shadow. So basically like a duo triochrome that's in this palette. I'll show you. So yeah, I don't know. I just, makeup is what I want to do. So I don't want to get stuck doing, like, you know, like I said, some other thing. Because the thing is with hotel work is it's sort of one of those where, like, you know, it's not what I want to do, but I'm good at it. It's just I'm naturally good at it for some reason. And so I can get kind of complacent or kind of like, you know, comfortable. It's one of those jobs I can literally do with my eyes shut kind of a thing. And so since I'm good at hotel work, I, you know, drift towards it because it's just kind of, you know, natural for me. And so, I don't know, it's really hard to know what I should do. So you can see how deep this shade is, but it does have like a shimmer to it. Like a fleck of some sort, but it's not glitter. I know, it's very strange. It's very unique. And I just got black all over my boobies. And then I'm going to take this brush back again. I'm just going to kind of sort of diffuse this a little bit. Honestly, we're going to go back over it with this transformer shade, and then it's going to get covered up with some silver, so we're not going to have to worry about it too much. It's going to take some work though, but all right. So now I'm going to go in with another flat brush. And actually, I might just go in with my finger. So I'm going to go in with this shade. It is called, which one do I want to use? Do I want to use Transform or do I want to use Shapeshifter? Originally, I thought, you know what I'm going to do Transform because the Shapeshifter actually matches this, but I kind of want to go with some opposites. So we're going to go in with this one called Shapeshifter. So both of these right here, guys, it's kind of hard to tell, but these two here, specifically, this one a little bit too, but these especially are like actual like pressed duochrome. Or no, not this one, sorry, this one here. So these two right here, which that's why they're called Transform and Shapeshifter. One is like a purple to pink to red, sort of a little bit of blue. And the other one is more like a green to purple to blue. I'm going to be going in with the green to more purpley bluey one. Like I said, this one's called Shapeshifter. And I'm just going to start to pat that on top of that black. And I will take this all the way up, but so like right now this is looking very green, but maybe I will go over with this one right here a little bit. Oh yeah, see, that's what I wanted. See, that's the thing that's so cool about this thing is like, I'm gonna mix them. That's what I'm gonna do. We're gonna mix them. Is that really they're so transformative that it's almost hard to know what to do because they're so different depending on their base and what they're surrounded by. And so yeah, it's kind of interesting to see what they do. I'm telling you guys, this palette, guys, it's just magical. Okay, so can we see this now? Oh, it's not. It's so interesting how different they look. I don't know, it's just so cool. I love duochrome. Okay, so I'm gonna get a little wipe here to wipe my fingers off with. And I am gonna take a very probably dense packer brush, different from the other one, and just kind of take it to the top of my eyelids. Just to sort of make sure that I get nice and even. So that's my career stuff. I mean, I've had other jobs. I've done everything from being a hotel hostess, or a restaurant hostess, to I did work inside of my hotel computer lab, and that was fun. Helped get credits and stuff. And then I've done all that, even to like, you know, like I said, hostess. I don't know, I've been in the hotel business for so long that like that is really honestly like the majority of my career. I worked at a JCPenney, which I just found out recently in the UK is like, what do they call it, a Primark? I worked at a Primark, basically a JCPenney. We actually had like a pop-up Sephora in there that I was trying to like kind of, you know, really get on, but like once again it was much more seasonal and I just couldn't stick with it, so it is what it is. All right, this is looking very pretty. It's not complete, guys, I'm gonna be honest. This is gonna be a long video because truthfully I want to fix a couple things, but like I said, I do my eyes in stages. So now we're gonna go in finally with a very last but kind of packy brush. Maybe this one right here. Yes, perfect. And we're gonna go in with a silver. I'm gonna mix it a little bit because there is a silver in this, but it's stunning, don't get me wrong. It's just different. So the silver in this is called Chalice. It's right here. And it is beautiful, okay? But it's not that it's lacking pigment, okay? That's not it. It is very pigmented. It's just a different silver. It's more antique-y, an antique silver. Not gunmetal, because there's a gunmetal in here too that's also gorgeous, but it's just more of an antique silver. And then it also does have, you can just kind of see, I'll tell you, I can show you. So like you can see, this one right here is kind of an antique silver, and then they have this kind of like a metallic white color, but it's not silver, and then they have this like kind of metallic-y black gunmetal color. Whereas the one in the Colourpop is like titanium. It's flipping titanium, okay? Like, holy crap. It needs no introduction. It needs so little on the brush. I'm starting very lightly. Like, I am so light on this right now, guys, because I just want to kind of see how it goes. See? I barely touched my brush into this, and like, it's already like freaking insane. I'm gonna kind of bring this up and sort of like basically cut my crease with it. It's pigmented enough to do that. And now you can kind of see how it takes on that shift. So I'm gonna do this side. Once again, very lightly to just kind of start to sort of shape it out. This is a little Jessup brush, by the way, the 237 Detail Shader. God, I love Jessup brushes. Uh-oh, Brooklyn did something she wasn't supposed to. Okay, so then I'm going to go back in with just a teeny bit more of Shapeshifter and Transform and sort of just, that was too much. They're both so pigmented, it's kind of hard, you know what I mean? Like, it's hard to, but we're just going to kind of very lightly fuse these together. Ooh, God. Let me tell you something, let me tell you. I like the mystical and the pretty. So then I guess the other big thing that I should talk about is my family. So I am married to, his name is Greg. He is exactly 6 months younger than I am. We met in high school. We hated each other in high school, passionately. In fact, I actually was seeing somebody, but he didn't go to our school. And we were having a talk about, you know, how, like, you know, school, basically. And I was, you know, he's like, yeah, I actually know some people who go to my school, to go to such and such. And I was like, oh, yeah, who do you know? And he said, you know, oh, yada, yada, yada. And, you know, I know a guy named Greg. And at the time, I knew who Greg was, but I wasn't really know him at that time. I was like, oh, okay. Well, naturally, Brian, that was his name, he went to, you know, scope it out with Greg, basically. Hey, I'm kind of seeing this girl. And Greg trash talked me so bad. He was like, oh my God, she is such a nerd. She's into anime and, you know, draws all the time. And, you know, she is such a geek. Oh my God. So Brian broke up with me. We have a good laugh about it now. Don't worry. But then Greg actually started, you know, seeing a friend of mine for a while, and they were together for a little bit. And it was one of those we kind of couldn't avoid each other at that point. So, and then, you know, people just change, and we just, you know, we just changed. And so, and yeah. And then time flew. That might be a whole another story. Maybe we'll do a he does my makeup on me thing. That'd be kind of fun, right? Husband tag. He's very charismatic, so he's fun. You know, he's a hoot. And so anyway, so we got together eventually, dated, got engaged, and we have 2 beautiful children. Our oldest is Nathan, and he is, sorry, I'm really in love with my eye look right now. We have Nathan, and he is 8, and he is he's gonna be 9 soon. He's gonna be 9 in July. Where does the time go? So I'm actually gonna just wipe out under my under eyes for right now. My lid space. Oh, actually, you know what? We're gonna do one thing. We're gonna go in with an eyeliner. And so since we're doing favorites, my favorite eyeliner currently is a mix between the ABH liquid liner as well as the, where are you, my precious, my baby, my love, the NYX. Where are you? Where are you? This one here. This is the NYX Epic Liner, the felt tip one, or it's a brush tip actually, I think. But this eyeliner is, oh my God, good. So good. Oh, there's actually another one that I like a lot right now too. Is the Jolie, actually. This is another Jolie product. This is their black, like, pot liner, and I do like this quite a bit. We'll see. I might go with a little bit of that because it, you know, really blackens things out, but this is actually just such a good liner. I'm only going to just do along my lash line. I'm not going to do a wing. Yeah, see, the only thing with this one is see, it really picks up the duochrome. Because the shadow is so pigmented, so I might actually go with my pot liner. But like, if I'm just doing like a wing on a regular non-heavy duochrome background that has so much shimmer in it, oh my God, it's so good, guys. But anyway, so this is a, what is this? I don't know. This is some brush I got off Amazon, but I like it's pretty. It's all blue and stuff. Anyway, so so yeah, Nathan's gonna be 9 in July. It's just crazy. And then I have a 4-year-old daughter whose name is Brooklyn. And yes, I love them. They're my kids. I love them, of course. Sometimes I want to, as I say affectionately, sacrifice them to the elder gods, but you know, we refrain. Nathan has been in homeschool. So, so I was going to say, I'm only going to take this. I'm not going to wing this out. I'm just going to take it into like the corner of my eye and blend it in with the black. So Nathan's been homeschooled this whole time, because, so the other thing is health stuff. I've had some, health things over the years for sure. My biggest thing being, I have like reoccurring cellulitis in my left leg. That might be, actually, it's like, could do kind of a terrifying, chit chat, get rid of me about that. But I'd be able to, like, warn people and do some trigger warnings and stuff for, like, medical talk. Because it was pretty intense. So I've had some medical stuff with that over the years. And actually, I was in the hospital in January, literally basically as the news was breaking about Corona. And then it hadn't really it wasn't quite as big in the US yet. It was just kind of sort of making some stirs, as everyone knows. If you were here, you know. And I was on a trip actually right after I got out of the hospital. And then I literally came home, was going to start back to work, and then that start back to work on that Friday, and that Thursday is when they started initiating lockdowns, and my hotel basically shut down. And of course we went through all the quarantines and all that, but because I am severely vulnerable, I have medical issues, multiple medical issues, but big one being I have, severe asthma. So, and like sleep apnea and stuff. So like I was definitely one of the vulnerables. I had to go into pretty strict quarantine. And so we definitely had to keep my son home from school. Even when they were able to go back into class, we had to keep him home because we couldn't risk me being exposed. So that's been fun. So, yep. Okay, so I am going to go back in with my blacks a little bit here. Sort of kind of just pat that on there. Just sort of get it nice and good. Okay, well, it's looking pretty. I'm trying to decide if I want to put anything on the actual eyeliner, but I don't think I do right now. I don't think I want to go with that, so they're going to leave it for this. Now I'm going to clean up. So my kids are pretty awesome. My son, like I said, Nathan, he is, for the most part, a pretty typical 8-year-old. In a lot of ways. We could go into like the whole, I'm biased and I'm bragging thing, but really, truthfully, this is just pretty much everyone who meets Nathan knows this. He is kind of scary smart. He has a very high vocabulary for his age. And kind of has a bit of a, I don't know how to even, so he's definitely not more mature than an 8-year-old. He still struggles with a lot of immaturity stuff, but his intelligence is super high. And so he sort of has this thing about understanding maybe more than he should at his age, and then kind of trying to compensate for it by regressing emotionally. I don't know. It's weird. You can see him understand things in his eyes that are, or catch on to things, and it's like, how did you learn that, Now, he does live in the time of the interwebs, and he is definitely a YouTube addict, my boy is. So I'm sure there's something to be said for that, but we try to be kind of careful. But so first I want to prime. So I don't really have a favorite primer right now, to be honest. Like, I don't have something that just is so revolutionary that like it has to like change my life. I was going to use, I think I still have over here my, this is what I was kind of into for a while, but now I can't even find it. Where did I put it at? I threw it into this mess that is my desk, and therefore it may never be found. So maybe I'll just go in with this other, I'm going to find it right away, but I'll just go in with my peach. I like my peach one, my Peach Perfect from Too Faced. It is pretty good. It smells really nice. It's mattifying. I might have left the other one over there, but this will do. So yeah, you know, it's just really interesting to see him be so aware of things sometimes. He's very loud, very boisterous. That's him in the background, actually. Which, you know, me and Greg have always been kind of very vocal people, so that's where he gets it from. So the thing is, though, is that, like, he's also really modest. It's kind of weird. He's the first one to, like, you know, doesn't want to talk about girls or people are kissing, you know, he's just like, oh my god, you know, he doesn't like to be, you know, he's more bashful about changing in front of people, or, you know, if me and Greg are being affectionate, it's sort of like, you know, or if me and Greg try to make like an underhanded adult joke, you know, he, even though he doesn't know what we're talking about, like he understands like tone. I don't know, he's a really smart kid. We're going to go with my favorite foundation right now. Has been for a while. Still favorite. Haven't found something else I love more. This is the Catrice HD Liquid Coverage. Yeah, he's just a really smart kid. That also means he can be very stubborn though, and boy, is that fun to deal with. Let me tell you. I don't know. Do I really? I might put more of this on because I think I kind of want to beat this face. Yeah, so he's just a really smart kid. And then Brooklyn is 4. Well, Nathan, like I said, he's really into YouTube. I think he actually kind of wants to start his own YouTube channel. We're just kind of a little weary of doing that. We'll see. But he's really into YouTube, really into, like, you know, Fortnite, video games, all of that, you know, all that stuff. He is, really loves things like, gets this for me, really loves things like zombies, Halloween. He loves Halloween and, you know, that kind of stuff, and, you know, horror stuff, even at his age. He's always had this ability to sort of suspend disbelief. He's never been a very, whimsical child. He can kind of make believe, but, like, it's just really hard for him to suspend disbelief. Like he never really believed in Santa Claus. Like, you know, he would kind of play along with it, and, like, even now he'll, like, sort of play along for Brooklyn's sake. But, like, he himself kind of never really believed in that past, like, the age of 2. So, like, it's just, like, really hard for you to, like, pull the wool over his eyes, like, you know, and he's, like, always suspicious of things. So, like, if you tell him something, or try to, like, you know, tell him a story or whatever, he'll always be like, is that really true? Like, he's very just naturally, like, sus of things. It's kind of interesting. But because of the suspense of disbelief, like, after he got, like, past a pretty early age, like, he had a little bit when he was really young, but, like, when he got past a certain age, it was a lot harder for him to, like, be scared of things or be creeped out, because he was able to kind of, like sometimes, like, he'll hear something, or, like, you know, maybe, like, you know, oh god, that's creepy. But, like, it's like he almost just understands things enough to know what's real and what's not. Yeah, I don't know, it's very, very interesting. It's always interesting, even when it, you know, I know it's like, you think that your kids are just like, no one's going to think your kids are interesting, but everyone who's ever met Nathan thinks he's a very interesting child. Whereas Brooke, Nathan's also obsessed with cats. Like kin, like cat kin kind of crap. Like he, is obsessed with cats. Has been since he was very young. We have 3 cats, and I'll talk about them, but yeah, he is obsessed with cats. So that's his other big thing. But so then, Brooklyn is 4, and she's fairly typical. Really loves Frozen, loves PJ Masks, really, that kind of stuff. She's a little more tomboy though, so she's not quite as big into dresses and being like a super, being a princess as much as she wants to be a superhero. But she's still a sweetie. She is definitely the more affectionate of the 2. She's also the one who's more whimsical of the 2. She's my cuddler. She's my, I don't know, she loves cats too, but I think it's really more of a side thing from Nathan. She just wants to like cats because he loves cats, so she just likes cute animals and stuff, but she really acts more like a puppy dog. She's really affectionate, wants your attention all the time, and, and also she's like the snacker of the 2 of them. Every 5 minutes, I want a snack, I'm hungry now. She grazes a bunch. So, alright, so here's this on. I am going to do some, right now this is probably my favorite. I do still love, what's it called? The Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Concealer. But this is the L'Oreal Infallible Full Wear Concealer. Both of them are fairly decent dupes for Tarte Shape Tape, I think. So. And then I'm going to go a little heavy on my concealer, just because I can. It's my video, I can do what I want. And it's my favorites. I am actually not going to highlight anywhere else, though. I haven't been doing that as much lately for some reason. I've just been doing my under eyes. So Brooklyn, yeah, she's right now it's like Frozen, but PJ Masks, all that kind of stuff. Me and Nathan have been trying to make our way through all the Avenger movies. It took us a while. We're down to the last couple of them. Kind of been our thing together because I am a huge nerd and I love the Avengers. Oh, and then they've been really, which just makes me so happy, they are really into Studio Ghibli right now, which I am freaking excited about that, by the way, because I love Studio Ghibli. Spirited Away is one of my OG favorite movies. So that makes me really happy. They love them all. Nathan does. I think particularly their favorite one, Brooklyn's especially, is My Neighbor Totoro, which is, of course, kind of their really famous one, but very kid-like. Look at that coverage. Okay. Alright, I am going to do a little bit of under eye baking. It's just the way it's going to be, guys. I keep saying I should stop doing that because it's kind of not on trend anymore, but it's just what I feel comfortable with right now. So this is the Master Fix by Maybelline. I really like this. It is one of the most finely milled powders of all time. It is it's like silk. The only thing that sucks about this is that it has really bad flashback, so I cannot do any kind of photography with it, but obviously we're fine for right now. And I am just going to take it under my eyes because we'll go with another powder for everything else. But alright, so let's go ahead and do some under eye work. First of all, I am going to do a really intensely bright blue waterline, I think. Don't know why, just feeling it. This is Color Creations. Beauty Creations. I bought their entire color set. Okay, see, it's a pretty bright blue. Really bright blue. It'll stick out. If you watch my previous video, you know that my left eye is my worst eye. I don't know why. Ah! Waters and pokes every time. Okay, so there's that. So now let's go in with some of that black. And sort of pull this underneath that. Like this. And I'm going to pull it up into the line here. Sorry, this is just the most beautiful face, I know. So we're gonna just go into this side here. Underneath. I'm going like a little past halfway. Okay. And then we are going to go in with this bad boy again. I'm gonna have to definitely dust off this bad boy again because she packed well some color. I'm gonna go back into that kind of purpley color, the weird one, dark one from that Colourpop palette, and start to kind of pack this right below that. So then besides my two, what did somebody in the chat say? Skin babies? Skin babies? Skin children? Besides my two, human kids, I also have 3 cat kids. They are my babies. So I have, the oldest one is Diddy. He is just like a, what do you want to call it? Okay, I gotta fix this shape here, guys. Sorry, give me a second. Okay. He is just like a yellow tabby, I guess. But like, it's funny because like, he's not, whenever you see like a yellow tabby or like an orange tabby people talk about, like, I don't know, they always seem more orange. To me, he's like gold. He's a gold color. He's not orange at all. Okay, we're gonna fix this side here because this is bugging me right here. Okay, it's dramatic, but it's fine. He is our oldest. He was our first cat we got. We moved into our apartment, me and Greg. And he is for sure my cat. I am his mama. And he loves me. He is such a cuddler, especially with me. He loves me so much. And he's just my boy. He's my best boy. He is probably the friendliest out of our 3 right now. Most likely to come out when strangers are around. He's got more mellow with age. He usually didn't come out with strangers as much, but he's getting a little more mellow. He's such a sweet boy. He has the most distinctive meows. We call him a parrot. Because he doesn't meow, he squawks. He goes like, ah! It's funny. I don't know. It's just hilarious. I'll try to, maybe, in a video later on, try to insert some footage or something. Yeah, he is just such a good boy. He's my best boy. So then we had another cat we got after Diddy named Cleopatra. Unfortunately, we lost Cleopatra 2 years ago. Yeah, 2 years ago, which was pretty devastating because she was like such a good cat too, like such a sweetheart. I'm honestly kind of not over it yet, to be truthful with you. It's kind of hard to talk about. And then we got a cat for my son. Right when I was pregnant with Brooklyn, but he was just kind of like, you know, he loved cats so much, and so and Diddy never really warmed up to him. Like, he's fine with him, but like he wouldn't cuddle with him. So we just really wanted to kind of get him his own cat, you know. And so we went and actually went to a goat farm, and they had, you know, like farm kittens. And sure enough, they had this little boy there, and so tiny. He was such, you could definitely tell he was kind of like the runt of the litter. And he was just such a sweet baby. He came right up to us. And just such a sweet cat. And so he was our pick. And yeah, he just came home and he was just one of us. And it's funny, so he is without a doubt Nathan's cat. Like, it's so crazy, I wish I could explain it. But he is Nathan's cat. Like, that is his cat. It's like that story of like the boy and his dog, only it's like the boy and his cat. He is just so attached to Nathan. He'll let Nathan do anything to him. Now, Brooklyn, on the other hand, and we don't know why this is, but like, he cannot stand Brooklyn. He hates Brooklyn. I don't know what it is. It's so weird. But he'll let Nathan do whatever he wants. So that is his kitty. His Max. And then, after we lost Cleo, we kind of gave it some time because we were kind of mourning and stuff. But we eventually decided we wanted to, you know, have a girl cat again. So we went ahead and surprised the kids the Christmas of 2019 with a little Siamese girl. Cleo was a Siamese too. A little Siamese girl. And we named her Tiramisu. So she is the newest addition to our family. Also a really sweet cat. She's very sweet. Very Siamese, very demanding, but very affectionate. I find that Siamese are definitely the most affectionate of all the cats I've ever had. They're always so affectionate. How's it looking, guys? I'll tell you how it's looking. It's looking drama AF. That's how it's looking. But you know what? That's fine because I like dramatic makeup. I really am all about this color scheme right now. Funny because I think when I originally was going to do this video, I was going to do a gray look, like a dramatic black gray look. Oh, Tess. The things you tell yourself to help you sleep at night. Those are my kitties. They are all named after plants, by the way, because Greg is obsessed with plants. Well, not all. Well, they all have a plant name. So Diddy's full name. Yes, we do that thing where we give our cats full names. Okay, yes. And we also have, like, you know, 9 nicknames for them. You know, kind of like, you know, Raw Beauty Christie and her cats. Raw Beauty Christie and her cats. Still a better love story than Twilight. Missa and her 2 cats. Still a better love story than Twilight. Yeah, like all my cat friends. Still better love story than Twilight. All right, I'm going to go in with a completely clean, very floofy brush. And oh, actually first I'm going to brush off my bake. I'll brush off my bake and then I'm going to really quickly powder the rest of my face. And then I'm going to do that. I'm going to blur it all out. And just kind of reinforce a couple things. But, so Diddy is, Full name is Didymopanax Moritotoni Ferraro. Because that is a tropical plant that my husband was always obsessed with. And Didymopanax sounds like some like Greek warrior or something, like, you know, gladiator. Didymopanax. And so I agreed to let him name the cat that when we got the first cat. And then Max is Maximilian Sunflower Ferraro, which Maximilian is actually a type of sunflower. There's a sunflower called a Maximilian. So that's how he got his name. And then Tiramisu. Okay, we saw Tiramisu. Her name was going to be Tiramisu. That was just the way it was going to be. Tiramisu is like one of my favorite desserts of all time. And she just looks tiramisu-like. She's very cocoa cream colored and stuff because she's Siamese. And then her middle name is Periwinkle because of her eye color, but there is actually a flower that's a periwinkle, so she still has some flower stuff in her name. And then I'm gonna go really quickly with this Gesso brush. I love doing this. I'm just kind of going over my face and sort of, I don't know, diffusing powder. Makes me feel a little less caked on. Okay, now we're going to go in. Oh, by the way, this is the Stay Matte, which is my favorite pressed powder. I want to try other ones, but this is so good and so cheap. It's like, why? I don't know. I love it so much. Okay, so now we're going to go in and diffuse. I'm probably not going to even put anything on this brush right now, to be honest with you. Because sort of, I'm just going to go around these edges here. Pretty decent blending job, I think. Not too shabby. So I really love like magic and mystical and witchy and, you know, all that kind of jazz. I just love all that kind of stuff. So like fae and fairies and elves, and so like if I were to ever do my own palette, it would definitely be like this kind of a feel, like blues and greens and purples and shimmers and all that stuff. I'm going to take a little bit of this blue on that clean brush and just sort of kind of lightly reinforce it. Like I said, we're almost to my temples. What a shock. But, and it's also so funny because this color scheme just didn't, I love it, but it's not actually what I picture what's going to happen in my mind. I don't know why. But sometimes it's fun. Happy accidents. Makeup is so fun for that reason. You can have so many cool little happy accidents. I sound like the Bob Ross of makeup. I could be okay with being the Bob Ross of makeup, but I have the mouth of a truck driver though, so not sure how that would work. All right. I like it. I think it's hot. So, especially because when we put lashes on this baby, oh boy. Okay, so we're going to go in. I think I'm going to do bronzer first. Bronzer. Yeah, let's do bronzer. I was going to debate between Wet n Wild and Too Faced, but I kind of want to keep this a little bit lighter, so I'm probably going to do Wet n Wild. So right now, I really love this bronzer by Wet n Wild. It's the Color Iconic Ticket to Brazil. Nice big pan. I just love this bronzer because it is really nice for like light skin tone. Just adds like a little bit of a, it does have like an ever so slight like, I don't know if you can see that, but like, I don't know, sheen? Is that what the word I'm looking for? A sheen? As well as a chit chat get ready with me, I would almost be tempted to do like color contour with this bad boy and just really take it to the weird. But that's alright. I won't freak you guys out too much with my makeup styles now. This isn't, I love Raw Beauty Kristi, but this is not the Raw Beauty Kristi makeup get ready with me where, you know, it's a neutral eye every time and just not that person. Okay. Alright, so that's good enough for that. Let's put on some blush. I am going to go in with, this is one of my favorite blushes right now, This is from the Colourpop, what's this called again? I can't remember what the collection was called. But like it was all this really fancy like Baroque and all that kind of stuff. This is called Vogue. And it is this really pretty like kind of mauvey pinky color. I do think I'm going to just start with my temples. I usually start with my temples and then I sort of decide if I want to, yeah, maybe a little bit. Sometimes I take it on my cheeks, sometimes I don't. I am very back and forth with my makeup. Very blush heavy. That's okay. I actually am trying to be more blush heavy. But that makes me think, do I want some on my nose? No. Yes. All of a sudden, it's decided. Oh, I look so cute. I love blushy noses. It makes my day. Okay, so we're gonna do highlighter. I am going to go in. God, now I'm thinking about redoing my highlighter. No, we're gonna stick with it. What's gonna happen? Maybe? I don't know, we'll see. I'm gonna go in with this bad boy. This is a, I don't think it's even available anymore. I'm so sorry. If you can find it though, someplace else maybe. I mean, Beach Cosmetics is on a lot of stuff. Who knows? Maybe it's around. This is a fantastic highlighter palette. Both if you want to highlight with it or if you just want to use it for inner corners. There's big, big, huge pans. It's really decent price. I think it's like maybe $16. And this is a colored version, so it has all these colored highlights, but there's actually another one, like its sister, that's got all like golden, more neutral highlights. But these are blinding. They are not for the faint of heart. So I am going to go in with, I think I'm going to tap into a little bit of illusion and a little bit of strobe. This white one, oh my god, it is like, I mean, I am not touching this very much, but I guess I'm just gonna be very highlighted today. You know what's funny about this? I'm gonna go with another highlighter. Oh boy. You're like, this girl is not my style of makeup. I take a little bit above my bridge. Sometimes I go in just a couple places. Sometimes I go crazy. I don't know what's happening to me right now. I'm just highlighting. The other one I'm going to, which is a favorite right now, is somewhere in this, is the Fenty. The How Many Carats. Oh my god, I love this highlighter so much. This is a good topper highlighter, I feel, sometimes. Like, it does something. Also, very good with fingers. Yeah, not the way you're thinking of it, but in that series that we're talking about, the summon. Oh, just add something, I don't know. Spirits of great people of the past. It's like, and Alexander's great one of the characters. He's like this really buff, like red-headed, Wolverine-looking guy. All right. Oh my god, am I highlighted right now? Oh my god. My cheeks are brighter than the future of my career. Holy crap. It's so pretty though. I am going to go ahead and spray down my face with a little Max Fix Plus just because all my powders are on. Do me like one of your French girls. Or wait, paint me like one of your French girls. Not do me. Alright, let's put on some brows. I am literally going to probably end up using a pencil brush, and I'm just going to put on purple brows. Gonna be honest with you. I'm probably going to go in. There's this color in here called All Hallows Eve in the Sorceress palette. took this look so far up to my eyebrows that like, there's like, promise when we do editing finally, the very first thing that's going to get edited out of this crap is eyebrows, because I find it to be very boring. Okay. Sorry guys, I know this is very boring. So yeah, those are my cats. That's my family. I mean, I have other family. I'm very close to my dad. He is kind of like my hero, basically. He is just the best grandfather in the world. Like, my kids are like actually his best friend. He would do literally anything for them, and they worship him. They just think that he is the absolute bee's knees, and he is. Okay. If you can hear talking in the background, I'm terribly sorry. They're talking about something. I think I'm gonna go in. I'm not gonna do soap brows. I think I'm just gonna go with some regular clear stuff. Although I do really like soap brow right now. Like, I love using what is it, Pink Honey, but this is going to be a really long video, and Pink Honey will take me even longer. Alright, there's that. Let's do some lashes, guys. Actually, I know what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to go back in with this silver and sort of kind of just reinforce this just a teeny tiny bit. Right in the corner, and then also just right here. Look how beautiful that is. There are multiple iterations of the show. Yeah. So like all the how Sailor Moon did, how Dragon Ball did it. It makes the Resident Evil franchise tame. This silver is just like otherworldly. Like, just, it's so pretty it hurts. It really does. I'm actually going to also take a little floofy brush here and go into, there's this color in here called Northern Lights. And I'm actually going to take a tiny bit of that, a very tiny bit. And I'm just going to kind of very lightly pat that right below my brow bone. And my fake. Oh yeah, that was beautiful. Right where my fake little tail I made for my... Yeah, see? Add a little something, something. Alright, let's put some lashes on, guys. This video is already going to be a long-ass video. I'm very, very sorry. Play it. Can you do the thing like you play it on forward? Or maybe watch it in sections. Watch one half and one half. Part one, part two. We're not going to actually part one, part two. Ooh, my look looks pretty. Okay, we're going to do lashes, and I'm sorry, but this lash needs to be dramatic. So we're going to go with some Amazon lashes. I might actually go like full scale. Here we go. Yeah. Full scale Amazon. Sorry, I just dropped my glove. Oh. I'm really curious to know what everyone thinks about the new background. I kind of like it. I think I like it. I think it's good. Sorry if I'm out of frame. Sorry, here we go. So, gonna go with these babies right here. I have no idea what these are called, where they're from, what their purposes are. I just bought a whole pack of them. They're these really huge Amazon lashes. I probably could actually find out from my order list, but I do not pay Primo dollar for lashes anymore because these are just as good as anything else I use. I always use Duo Glue now. Okay, so the glue thing, that's kind of a funny story. So got into lashes, probably started with like Duo Glue or whatever. I think I went to House of Lashes glue for a little while. Then I started going through all these different glues. I went through like Velour and then, you know, House of Lashes, what is it, Kiko lashes or whatever. It was one called Red Aspen. And I'd like it for a little bit, and it would stop working for me. I wouldn't like it anymore. Couldn't do it. Just hated it. And I always hated Duo Lash Glue. I just didn't like it back then. So I kept on trying to find lash glue. House of Lashes was the one that I could kind of keep going back to. And then one day, I just decided to put on Duo Lash Glue. Like this kind, not the, like the little... I don't know what happened. I don't know why all those times I didn't like it. And then all of a sudden, it's like, I love Duo Lash Glue. No idea. So a little thing that I do, I kind of did this before, but also kind of got more confident with it because I saw Make Me Up Missa do this too, because it really is a good tip. So I actually put my lash glue directly on my lash line. So I just take my lash. This is a little tip if you don't know, if you're intimidated by lashes, guys. If you can put on eyeliner, you can put on lash glue. Just trust me. Take your brush very lightly, just... It's good to have one that you can see the color kind of appear, which is why Duo Lash Glue is good for this. It's also cheap and you can get it anywhere. I put it right next to my lashes. In fact, like I almost touch my lashes a little bit. And I pull it all the way out to my corner, almost like I'm drawing on like a wing, but I don't take an actual wing. Okay. And then what I do is, some people stop there, but I actually take just a tiny bit more and I put it on just a touch of a dot of it on the corners. Like this. Then I just blow for a second. This color story is so funny. It's so not what I thought it was going to try to be. I kind of think it was going to be more blue than this, but I love it anyway, so it's fine. And then, yeah, you just plop them on. So I can actually do this with my fingers, but take I believe in lash tools, absolutely. So don't be afraid to use like a lash tool, like one of these guys. Absolutely, I still use them for some things too, but like I usually pop them on. So what I do is I actually press I kind of place like the center and the back end of the lashes. By the way, I forgot to put mascara on. Don't do that. Usually I always put mascara on first. And then I just make sure that they're pressed on. And once I do that, I'll maybe go with my lash tool, and then I'll take my inner corner and just make sure that it's pressed on. And hold it. Make sure it's adhesed, kind of make sure. In this case, I am going to go in with so I love Essence Essence mascaras, all of them. They're my favorites. Especially for affordable. These are like usually like $5, guys, I'm not kidding. But I also do love the Superhero one by It Cosmetics a lot. That was a nice one. Normally I would always do my mascara first, but it's fine. Since I have so many of these pairs of lashes, I don't mind getting mascara on them. So then you can just kind of fuse your lashes together. But otherwise, you don't want to do this. You're scared to do that. Just make sure you put mascara on before you put your lashes on. And then I'm going to do under eye mascara. These lashes are really big, guys, and do not feel like you have to do lashes this large. These are really large lashes. I just love them. Look how beautiful they are. So this side, I'm actually going to do my mascara first, since I'm thinking of it now. Woo! Definitely want to cut that part out, wouldn't we? That'd be so great. I can edit. So then there is that. Now we're gonna put the other one I am such a lash person. You know, always have that question, like, you know, if you could only have one makeup thing for the rest of your life, I think mine would have to be lashes. That's hard because, like, lashes and concealer, maybe. I can get away with a lot with concealer if I need to. But, man, I tell you what, lashes just change my whole face, I feel like. There's a glitter on the end of this lash. They just change my whole face. I feel like they really, really change how my face looks. All that good stuff. So right again, right at my lash line. See? And you'll get some in your lashes, and that's fine. Okay, a little bit on the very corners of the lash. If I did not have time to be worried about time because I can't edit on this, I would be like putting jewels and all kinds of stuff on. But actually this look, I mean, it's pretty dramatic as it is, isn't it? This palette is so beautiful. Look at that. Stunning. Alright. The lash is cocked and loaded. I always have a harder time with this lash, by the way. My left eye in general is kind of a bitch. Like, I don't know why it's so rude to me. Like, she's looking pretty. She's looking pretty. Alrighty, so I'm going to set my skin again. My love right now is Scandinavia. I love this stuff. This is the bridal version. It's good. It does remind me, like, smell-wise of, like, Urban Decatur All-Nighter, so I'm wondering if, like, there's some similarities in their formulas, because, like, they have a very similar smell. Oh, man, mama looking dramatic. Alright, and then we're going to do some lips. So, my current favorite liquid lipstick is probably Sugar Pill, only because I just find them to be so special. They're a good formula. They are not, like, the most, like, sorry, what do you want to call it? Kiss proof or like foolproof or food proof. That is Infallible by L'Oreal. Oh my god, that stuff is like tar. But I love it. I do love it. But the tones and they smell really good. I love the apple. I don't know. I just love it. Sugar Pill. That's my favorite right now. This is the color Vertigo, and it's such a beautiful color. It's like this grungy, mauve-y purple color with like little teal and blue flecks inside of it. I know, right? Beautiful. Honestly, this every time I use these liquid lips, it makes me want one of those like 1990s like creamsicle ice cream bar pop things that you could get like in ice cream trucks or whatever, or yeah, from the store too, but creamsicle. Childhood. Now, I can't stop thinking about it, and I desperately, desperately want to go have like an orange sickle, like a orange cream float kind of thing. So that's the color. It is pretty dark. It comes out darker than it looks in the tube, but when I take pictures, which it will, you'll be able to see the sparkle. And it's one of the ones that kind of activates the more you touch your lips together. But it's just kind of subtle, but it's just such a pretty color, I think, personally. So I put some earrings in really fast. I'm an earring whore, by the way. I own so many earrings. The bigger, the better. But I mean, any earrings. I just love big earrings, small earrings, all earrings. Chandelier earrings are my favorite. The more gaudy and more drippy and, you know, intricate or obscene they are, I just love earrings. So take these little bad boys off. Take down my really rat's nest of a hair because we are in between washes right now. Trying not to wash my hair as much as I can possibly get away with since we're trying to bleach. I'm just trying to like condition and stuff, but yeah, she'll do. Alrighty. And this is it. I love it. I think it's beautiful. I think it's gorgeous. Like, I mean, come on. I mean, what do you think? No, seriously, it's gorgeous, right? Like, I mean, this duochrome kind of, oh my god, this. At least if I could swatch it for you really fast before I go. But, you know, it's one of those things where I just feel like it doesn't do any justice in, like, camera. There's so many tones in here that are honestly just beautiful. But I'll just swatch these two for you right now because they are. Like, can you see that? See if I can get that on here. Like, look at that. Like, yeah. Oh, so beautiful. And oh, now I have to keep swatching. This one here called Clairvoyance. Oh, it's so beautiful. Oh. This one here called Enchantress. This one is stunning. And then, just because, you know, we've gone this far, let's actually swatch maybe my favorite shade in the entire thing. And it is called Lunar Eclipse. It's another kind of duochrome-y one, but like, it's like multi-chrome. Oh, so you can see the black in my thing right here? Like, come on. This one's a little more sparkly than the other two, but like, it is. That's it, Greg. I'm divorcing you for this eyeshadow. It's beautiful. Gorgeous. If you guys are interested in me doing like just like a whole thing with this palette, I'm going to do a series, I think, where I do multiple looks from one palette, and this will be in there for sure. But like, you know, if you guys want me to do like another video just focusing on this palette with swatches and all that kind of stuff, I would be more than down because this is my baby right now. Like, I love this thing. It is so gorgeous. I'm so glad I got it. Highly recommend. Cannot recommend enough. Please go check it out. So, alrighty. Well, we're gonna call it there, guys. This has been a long video, but I hope you stay till the end because I wanted to let you know that my video uploading on Friday, there's going to be a giveaway. So please come and check me out on Friday. Please come check that out. It's going to be a good time. We're going to have fun. So please come do that. So wanted to, you know, kind of sneak peek that a little bit. So I hope you guys had a good time. I got to know you a little bit better. Please subscribe. Please, please, please. Leave a comment. Like the button. Really appreciate it. More than you can know. Tell your family. Tell your friends. Tell your gynecologists. Desperately, desperately. Thank you, everybody. Please. Be happy. Be passionate. Be you.